Well, Doctor, you have a book out that you co-authored titled The Cholesterol Myth.
The great cholesterol myth.
Yeah, start with cholesterol. What is it?
Well, cholesterol is a fatty, waxy substance that's vital for life. It is the substance from which you make your sex hormones, including estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone.
Okay.
It's the substance from which you make vitamin D. It's needed for the immune system. It's needed for memory, for thinking, for the brain. So it's a vitally important. I used to do lecture demonstrations where, you know, those old "This is your brain on drugs" ads.
Yeah.
They do "This is your cell with cholesterol," and then you pin the balloon, and that's your life without cholesterol.
Okay.
So we absolutely vitally need cholesterol for the sustaining of life.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit more in depth about what it does in our system? What's
Right.
its role?
Well, let's talk about what the misconception of what it
Sure.
does is. It does not cause heart disease. Let's get that one out of the box right away.
Okay.
Cholesterol isn't even really a very good predictor of heart disease. 50% of the people who enter hospitals for cardiovascular disease have normal cholesterol, and more than 50% of people with what we would consider elevated cholesterol have very normal, healthy hearts.
Okay.
And you talk to cardiologists like Steve Sinatra, my co-author, who's done I don't know how many angiograms, and and he sees heart disease in people with perfectly clean arteries in terms of cholesterol, and people with supposedly elevated cholesterol who are as healthy as a horse.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lousy predictor. And the way we began focusing on this in the 70s is a long story filled with political intrigue. It sounds like the Housewives of Beverly Hills, how one theory sort of got predominant there and became accepted. But what we talk about in the book is the tragedy of focusing on this fairly innocuous molecule, which plays a very minor part in heart disease. The focus on that has caused us to take our focus off the real causes of heart disease, and that's where the real tragedy is. Not only that, but we're treating this made-up condition, high cholesterol, as if it were a stand-in for heart disease. We need to be treating heart disease and preventing heart disease, not treating high cholesterol. Not only that, but the mechanism by which we treat it, which is statin drugs, are very far from innocuous. They have a lot of side effects. They're very underreported. And there is this huge campaign to convince us that we should be treating our children earlier to prevent this heart disease and diabetes and obesity that is the epidemic. Well, those things are epidemic, and we should be nipping them in the bud or doing something to prevent them, certainly. However, trying to lower heart disease by lowering cholesterol is like trying to lower your calories by taking the lettuce off your plate. I mean, yes, there's 2 or 3 calories in the lettuce, but that's not the target. The target should be your double French fries and double shake, not the lettuce. And that's how we feel about cholesterol. The target for lowering heart disease should be inflammation, oxidation,